Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Wait for a few y'all to show up. The live stream I did yesterday, you guys requested, a lot of you was requesting that I watch this fight live and just do some commentary of this fight, man. As a big Tyson fan, this is one of them fights, man. Back in the day, we had to tape the fights, so you had that tape. Everybody wanted to borrow the tape. You got the tape, let me get the tape. So this one of them tapes, man, I didn't watch for years. I haven't watched this fight in its entirety, man. Shit. Oh boy, it gotta be years, man. Over 10 maybe? Somewhere around there. So I said I would break this fight down and do some commentary. Yeah, there's no images. What y'all can do is, I don't want to get copyright, man. So if you want to play the fight, we can watch it at the same time type of thing. But if you caught the live stream yesterday, a lot of people wanted me to break down this fight and just do a live. You could just throw questions. We could talk about Parker, AJ in the meantime, whatever you want, man. But I'm not trying to get no copyrights, man. We just going to chop it up, talk boxing if you down to listen. If not, that's cool too. So this is one of them fights, man, where I just, man, it just was hard for me to ever watch this fight again. It's just hard for me to watch this one, man. Remember it clear as day when, the fight happening. And it's just one of them fights. As a big Tyson fan, you did not want to watch. Again, watch you might get beat in this fight. But as I grew older, Buster Douglas put on a great performance in this fight, man. Whether you want to say Mike had out of the ring distractions or whatever the case may be, still can't take away from what Douglas did in this fight. Let me fast forward. Let me get to round one. More people join real quick. Let some people join first before I start talking about the fight. For those of you that are in the chat, who y'all got this weekend? Parker and Joshua. Who y'all got? Who y'all got this weekend, man? Parker or AJ? McConville says AJ versus Parker. I made a bet on 3 options. Parker win by TKO. Parker to win KO. Parker wins on points. So you going with Parker, I see. Napoleon Bonaparte says AJ late stoppage or decision. Let me get some thumbs up. Y'all make y'all way in the building, man. I'm going to go ahead and start this up, break down this fight. Roundhouse says, why does everyone call Douglas Buster? His name is James. Yeah, James Buster Douglas. We know his name is James, man. We know his name is James. Just waiting for some more people to show up. And if you're wondering why am I doing this and why is it, if you're coming in, you're expecting to see footage, I'm not trying to get a copyright. When I was doing a live stream yesterday, a lot of people were like, hey, man, you should, do a live stream, just giving your commentary about the fight. Obviously, if you want to turn the fight on and you want to watch the fight and, watch it with me, that's cool, too. But I don't know how to set it up without getting the copyright. Last time I tried to, I think I was trying to watch was trying to watch a James Toney fight against Iran Barkley, and I got a damn copyright, so I don't know how to set that up. And I've been on YouTube for shit going on 9 years now. Still don't know how to play footage without getting a copyright. James Robertson says Parker wins for me. AJ never won the Olympic gold medal. Jimmy the Hat. Yeah, a lot of people think that AJ was getting some gift decisions in them those Olympics, man. Thought there were some close fights that he could have went either way in those 2012 games. All right, so Mike Tyson is making his way to the ring right now. His traditional cutoff towel. Now I know people want to bring up that he wasn't training hard. He was out there in Tokyo having menage a trois and not taking it serious. Got knocked down in sparring, so on and so forth. So you can take all that into account. But what is a fact is he was 37-0, 33 knockouts, WBC, IBF, WBA, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. All right. And put the icing on the cake, he even beat Michael Spinks, who was looked at as the lineal champion because he's the dude that, beat Larry Holmes. All right. Get this started. One more little rundown, tell the tape. Tyson, 23 years old. Douglas was 29. Mike, 5'11". Douglas, 6'4". Tyson came in at 220 and a half. Douglas weighed in at 231 and a half. Douglas extremely, as far as the reach goes, way longer reach than Mike. He was at 83 inches. Mike at 71 inches. But we know Mike wasn't in there really to use his reach. He wants to get close, throw those combination hooks and uppercuts, and break you down mid-range, all right? God of War says, if the fight is on YouTube, you could open a Watch Together channel and share the link. I guess I could, man. All right, let's get this thing started. All right. So it's about a minute into I kind of fast forwarded too quick. Let me go back a little bit. All right, so Douglas right now come out. He using his jab. Mike's trying to move his head, trying to find a way on the inside. Douglas pumping out the jab, moving side to side. He's moving around. Doing a good job of moving his feet, man. He's also, when Mike wants to try to lunge in, Douglas isn't a sitting target. He's moving back. And then when Mike did get him against the ropes, I'm in the first round. When Mike did get him against the ropes, Douglas immediately put up the high guard and pushed Mike off and got off the ropes. He wasn't sitting there, wasn't trying to eat shots, get Mike right back in the center in the ring. Mike comes in, Douglas just puts him in the vice grip, just holds him. Walk Mike back. Gets him right back in the center of the ring. Mike comes in jabbing. Douglas jabs with him. We know when Mike wanted the jab, he was trying to jab his way in, and he's coming with the overhand right. Douglas pumping that jab out, moving his head, not being a standing target for Mike. Ooh, good right hand by Mike. Mike went with the jab and right hand. Douglas took it well. Now they're holding Mike, trying to sneak uppercuts in. And right when Mike did that, the ref was kind of like, hey, when Mike threw the left uppercut, what did James do? He hit Mike right back with an uppercut and then came with the left hook. He was not letting Mike bully him. He was not going to get hit on the break. He was going to do it right back to Mike. Douglas finding the home for that jab right hand when they get close. He's grabbing Mike. And he's putting his arm around Mike's left arm, Mike's left hook arm, or the arm he wants to throw the left hook with, so Mike cannot get that punch off and close. Douglas pumping that jab. He's using that jab effectively. He keeps pumping. Ooh, good uppercut by Douglas. Ooh, good right hand by Douglas. Mike is trying to crouch in on the inside, but ooh, another uppercut thrown by Douglas. Douglas strong arming him on the inside by just tying him up. Now Mike is just lunging in with shots. He knows he's trying to jab his way in, but it's not really working. So he's just trying to lunge in with left hooks. Douglas keeping that jab on him, and as soon as Mike falls in, now, now Mike just threw an elbow on the inside, and Douglas hit him with an uppercut to the stomach. Ooh, good right hand by Douglas. Man, he is teeing off on Mike. Mike taking him though, man. Mike had a pretty good damn chin. Because Mike is trying to lunge in, and he's running right into right hands. End of the first round, I gave that to Douglas. Duke Olin says, I can't watch Mike lose, bro. That's the thing. That's why I watched this fight, because yesterday on the Hangout, I was telling a story about this is a fight I haven't watched in, man. Oh, man. Shit, man. It got to be close to 15 years that man, I don't even think I even watched. All of Mike's losses, I would never watch him again, because I would tape the fights and then I never watch them joints again, especially if he lost. I'll never watch him again because I was such a big fan of Mike Tyson's. I'll never watch them joints again, man. So somebody in the chat yesterday was like, hey, man, you should watch the fight. You used to watch the fight and do a commentary over a live stream. So I told him I'd do it. For those of you that was on the Fanon International channel that subbed to me, Will Magic Man, I appreciate that, man. Go to my playlist, bro. Go to my playlist, check out my keys to victory. I get behind my heavy bag. I break down fights on my heavy bag. I'm going to do it for the Parker Joshua fight. I missed out doing it for Wilder and Ortiz, but I did it for Wilder Washington. I got a few on there. It's called Keys to Victory. Also, check out my prospect playlist where I've covered close to 90 heavyweight prospects, man. For those of you just knowing about my channel, I started this channel 2015, didn't really start uploading until 2016, but I did have a channel in 2010, Mr. Boxing Today, without the two, where I've been talking about heavyweights for 8-9 years here on YouTube, been covering the top 100 to 200 heavyweights. I just don't cover the top 10. That's what makes my channel unique, and people like to come to my channel and talk about the heavyweights, because I literally covered the top 200. If you start browsing on my page, looking around, you'll see what I'm talking about, man. So for those of you who just subbed to me, I appreciate it, but I get real in depth when it comes to these heavyweights. And also check out my classic fight reviews. I go over fights from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, all heavyweights. All right, so let's get back to the fight. Lawrence Williams says, I never seen this fight before, just can't watch it. Yeah, man, I'm trying to really think, when's the last time I watched this, man? I say since the fight took place in 1990 up until now, I probably watched it, man, maybe one time. I can't remember. I can't remember last time I watched this fight, yo. I can't. Watching it now, though, you know, you got to get this out your system if you're a big Tyson fan, man. You got to get this out your system. So let me go ahead and get it out of my system, man. All right, round two. I gave the first round to Douglas, all right? Round two. Mike comes in trying to lunge in. Douglas just wrapping him up. Now he wrapped him up and then he pushed him off real quick and put the jab right back on Mike, keeping him in the center of the ring. When Mike does start to get his momentum coming forward, Douglas just resets. He moves back, take that half step back, keep that jab on him. They get close. He's wrapping Mike up. This is his game plan. Flicking jab. Ooh, good combination. Hooks, left hook, uppercut, another left hook, uppercut. Another left hook uppercut by Douglas. Mike is just a standing target, man. Now Mike seems like he don't even know what punch to throw to get him on the inside. Everything's not working. When he tries to jab with Douglas, Douglas is out jabbing him. And when he tries to just lunge in, Douglas is taking a step back, throwing the right uppercut, the left hook. Mike looked lost almost. And when they get on the inside, Douglas is wrapping him up and he's walking him back a little bit. Yeah, right now he's wrapping him up, walked him back. Ref breaks. Mike isn't even trying to fight on the inside because Douglas is tying him up. He's tying them arms up. Can't believe this is the same Buster Douglas that fought Tony Tucker, man. Now Douglas starting to find a home for that right hand when they're on the inside. Ooh, Good combinations by Douglas. Throwing the right hand, left hook. That his right uppercut, left hook, he really went to that in this fight. The right uppercut, left hook. And sometimes he'll throw it in a 4 combination form where he's right hook, left uppercut, right hook, left uppercut. And then he'll keep and then put the jab right back on Mike. He put him getting right back in the center of the ring with Mike. Mike's laying on the inside. And that was the thing about Mike, man. He was susceptible to clinches sometimes. Sometimes he would just fall into clinches. Good body shot by Mike. Good right hook to the body. Douglas ate it, though. Wrapped him right up. As soon as Mike got close, he wrapping him right up. Both guys trying to lobby for a position on the inside. Douglas just pushed him off. No head movement by Mike. No head movement at all. He's slipping to the left, and then he'll lunge in. He'll slip to the right, then lunge in. There's no slip, 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 slip. You know, vintage Mike. It's just one slip. Sometimes he's not even slipping. He's just moving his gloves around. Douglas not landing all these punches, but he is throwing the right hook, left uppercut. He threw that combination in probably 6 punches. He threw that combination 3 times. So 6 punches. Mike just laying on the inside, not doing anything. In the round 2, gave that to Douglas as well. Napoleon Bonaparte says, Mr. Boxer Day 2, are you still going to do a Keys to Victory for AJ Parker? I remember you said you had no room. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm definitely going to do it. And like I said, for those of you that don't know what he's talking about, go to my playlist, check out my Keys to Victory. I break down fights using my heavy bag. And I'm a big man myself, so if y'all go like, oh, man, you slow. Like, hey, man, I'm not Pernell Whitaker. You know what I mean? I'm 6'5", 245 pounds, man. But I think I do a pretty decent job. And no, I've never fought in the pros, never had a lot of amateur fights or anything like that. But I did, for those of you that don't know, I did spar Robert Brandt. He actually, and yes, I'm bigger than Robert Brandt, I know that. But when I was going to the gym, he needed some work. I was a big guy in the gym. Rob participated in that, the World Series of Boxing for the super middleweight division. He from my neck of the woods, man. So I sparred Rob years ago. And a few other guys, Javante Starks. I've sparred a few pros, man. A lot bigger than those guys, man. But being big don't mean shit. Especially, I had no really experience, man. But I'm not going to, being in the gym, you can't run. Let me pause this. Being in the gym, you can't run away from fights. Especially when you're the big dude in the gym. And you got middleweights and super middleweights that, want to get some work. You know what I mean? You can't say, no, I ain't going to spar them. They'll look at you like a bitch. You know what I mean? So you got to get in there. And I really it was like my 3rd month in the gym. I've told this story plenty of times. And so I sparred those guys, man. Went 4 rounds. I went 4 rounds with Javante Starks. Went 5. I sparred Rob 5 rounds. Got my nose busted. I will say that. But I landed some good shots in there too. Didn't get stopped. They didn't wave the white flag. I didn't get knocked down. I thought I did pretty decent, man, for somebody really only been training for 3 months. All right, round 3. And shouts out to Rob Brandt, man. He did an interview with what's the dude's name? Ingram, BWTM Sports. He was interviewing Rob before his fight he had in the World Series of Boxing a few months ago. He ended up losing in the damn tournament, but and he actually said that he sparred me because I actually did a collab with BWTM Sports and I told him the story. So he had Rob on, and then Rob solidified it, man. So shouts out to Rob Brandt, man. Can't wait to see you back, Rob. Get back in the ring, champ. All right, round 3. Pretty much the same as rounds 1 and 2. Ooh, good right hand by Douglas. Douglas is looking for this uppercut. We know how this fight ends, but Douglas is looking for this uppercut. He's finding a home for it. Mike is just lunging in, or he's leaning over his lead foot, and he's getting caught with this uppercut. Douglas back to the jab. Good right hook by Douglas. Another jab right hand. Mike lands a left hook. Mike, he's not moving his head. It's not even his quick slips. It's like lean to the right, lean to the left. Like literally in that motion. It's not like that quick slip, and then work his way in. He's literally just standing there. Usually when Mike is on point, when Mike is on point with his bobbing and weaving, he'll bob and weave, start the jab, and then work his way in as he's coming forward, moving his feet. Right here, he's standing flat-footed, not moving his feet, and he's just going with his head right to left. Douglas just sitting there just picking him off. Mike just looks sluggish, man. And when they hold on the inside, right here, Mike had his hands free right in this round 3 at the 1 minute 32 second mark. I'm going to pause it. Mike had his left hand free to throw punches. He got his left hand out of Douglas' grip and just started grabbing Douglas. He put his left arm around Douglas. So to me, that lets me know that he don't want to get hit with that right uppercut. So now Mike is worried about that right uppercut coming because he has been getting hit with it. Where Mike's not even thinking about his own offense. Good left hook to the body by Mike. But it's just one punch and that's it. No combinations being landed. I like how Douglas changes it up. He'll get close and he was throwing hooks with Mike. He was hooking with Mike. It's not just straight punches. He's getting close and throwing these left and right hooks. He's hooking with Mike and out hooking him, which is crazy. Not too many people out hook Mike Tyson, man. Good shot by Mike, but it's just one shot, then a clinch. And Mike is falling into some of these clinches, man. Center of the ring again. Douglas popping that jab out. This, to me, in my opinion, is more of an even-ish type of round where Mike's not dominating. Douglas, ooh, good left hook by Mike. He leaped in it, but that's it. Just one punch. There's no follow-up. It's just one punch. Ooh, good uppercut by Douglas. Mike falling into the clinch again. And usually when Mike would fall into clinches, he's going to explode with a 4 or 5 punch combo. It's just not there. Mike jabs, holds him. We're down to 15, 14, 13, 12 seconds of this third round. Ooh, good right hand by Mike. Douglas is taking it. Mike attempts a weak left uppercut. Douglas pushes him off. Probably get that one to Mike, round 3. Now they staring each other down. Douglas like, what up? There's no intimidation. Mike trying to stare him down. Nah, Mike. He there to fight, man. That staring down shit not working. CompuBox stats. Right now, the total punches through round 3 for Mike. He thrown 73, landed 28. That's 38%. They want Mike to jab, 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 overhand right. And right now he's doing jab, fall into the clinch, or he's leading with the overhand right, fall into the clinch. Whether he lands it or misses it, he's just falling into a clinch after that. There's no follow-ups. There's no combinations. It's just one punch. Will Magic Man say he's still the most fearsome champ we ever had, in my opinion. He was so scary. I think you could see the fear in the eyes of his opponents. Yeah, in some of his fights, it was like that, man. You're new to my channel, so my top 10 favorite fighters of all time are all heavyweights. My favorite non-heavyweight fighters, Tommy Hearns, Pernell Whitaker. I know James Toney fought at heavyweight, but James Toney is one of them, although I know he fought at heavyweight. His fight with Samuel Peter is one of them, as far as the more fights in the last 10 years or so, 15 years or so, probably one of the more favorite heavyweight fights of mine. But my 3 favorite fighters of all time, I'm super biased towards these 3 guys, Ali, Holmes, and Big George. And I've done plenty of videos breaking down George and Mike, man. Let me get back. Okay, so we're going to go round 4. Douglas pumping out the jab. Now he's trying to hook off. He's trying to throw the left hook off the jab. Now he just looks more lively in this round, tripling up the jab, doubling up the jab. Mike's bobbing and weaving, runs in, clinches. Now he just threw an elbow. Boy, Mike was vicious with them damn elbows on the inside, man. Mike throws the right hand, misses left hook that kind of catches the glove of Douglas. They clinch. Douglas using that jab. Now they're tying up. He's doing a great job of tying Mike up, man. Now he's pushing Mike off. Right back in the center of the ring. He's feinting, posturing. Douglas says, ooh, good right uppercut by Douglas. Douglas using that jab. Mike bobbing and weaving, and he bobbed and weaved right into another clinch. Douglas popping the jab. Ooh, good lead right. Yo, you know, the more I watch this fight, man, these dudes are landing some solid punches, man. And the crowd, we know how that crowd is out there. Just their culture, they don't scream and yell like that out there in Tokyo. They look at sports a little bit differently. But these dudes are landing some solid punches, some solid lead right hands and left hooks. Left hook to the body by Mike, and then Douglas just wraps him up again. Ooh, good right hand by Douglas. He threw the jab. Mike slipped it, and then Douglas took a half step back and then caught Mike with a straight right hand. Mike is not moving his head, none whatsoever. He's lunging in, man. Wild lunges. He's, again, like I said, he's slowly bobbing and weaving, but it's really just one slip, lunge in with a wide hook. Douglas throws the double jab, lands the right hand. Mike falls right into a clinch. Now Douglas is starting to bully him a little bit, where he's walking him back. Now he got Mike against the ropes. He walked him back into the ropes. Ooh, good lead. Good right uppercut by Douglas. Douglas is out fighting him, man. In close. Once again, they're staring at each other end of the round. Mike trying to stare him down. Douglas just kind of didn't even look at him, just kept on walking. Probably just slightly edged that one to Douglas. Look at Evander. Evander's sitting ringside like, man, look at my payday. Going down the... Evander's sitting there like, damn, my mega fight going down the drain. See what y'all talking about, man. I guess not a lot of people showing up for this one, man. But I know if I had the AJ or Parker in the title, then I'll have 120 people here watching. You know what I'm saying? But I like to break down other stuff too, man. I love the heavyweight division, man. The 50s, the 60s, 70s, old school fighters, old fights. I'm just a heavyweight boxing nerd to some degree, man. Douglas got him right back in the middle, throwing that jab. Good right hand by Douglas. Another good right hand by Douglas. Good left hook by Douglas. Another jab by Douglas. He's just out fighting Mike. Now he pushed Mike. See, Mike came in to grab, and Mike thought that they were going to clinch. Douglas just pushed his ass right off and then put the jab right back on him. No head movement by Mike. Now Mike finally throws a jab. So not only is he outboxing Mike from the outside, he's out fighting Mike when they're mid-range and then clinching Mike on the inside. Ooh, good right hand by Douglas. Another jab by Douglas. Another right hand. We in round 5, y'all. We at the 2-minute, 10-second mark. Lampley just says a stationary target. Ray Leonard and Lampley doing the commentary. Mike's not letting no work go on the inside. So let's look at the footwork. Let's see. Mike flat-footed. Ooh, man, he's getting hammered with these right hands, yo. Ooh. Mike wants to hold. Usually Michael's the type of guy, if you hit him one good time, he wants to hit you back 3-4 times. Right now, he can't get nothing off. He's getting held. He's getting tied up. He's getting walked back. He's getting a jab stuffed in his face, and he's getting the right hand landed on him. He's just in no man's land. Now he's trying to bob. He tried to crouch down and duck to come in. Got caught with another uppercut. Everything he's doing is getting countered. Every movement he makes is getting countered. Now you can see it over his left thigh start to get a little bit shiny now. Starting to lump up a little bit. Douglas is so composed. I just noticed they were clinching. Douglas is so composed in his fight. He looked over at his corner to listen to what they were talking about. To listen and listen to their instructions. That lets you know how composed he was and comfortable he was in his fight. Up until this point right here. They're tied up. Mike is initiating some of these clinches too. Now Douglas bouncing around a little bit. 33 seconds left in this round 5. Douglas bouncing around. Now Douglas starting to throw lead rights. Mike walking the back looking sluggish. You know, I used to always know Mike was in trouble, and after studying Mike and just reading books and listening to him talk about his career and some of his habits, I knew when Mike was in trouble, when Mike would stand there and then he'll take his gloves and kind of like push him against like his chin, or Mike used to say he used to bite his gloves sometimes. When he'll push it against his chin and like stand straight up and kind of just disengage. That's when I always knew Mike was in trouble. Go look at all of Mike Tyson's losses. He always would do that at certain points in fights where he'll stand there when there was some separation and kind of like push his gloves to make them tighter, but he'll just stand there with his gloves by his mouth and then he'll proceed to come forward. That's when you knew Mike it wasn't his night. Just little subtle things like that I notice about Mike in fights that he lost. Mike's off balance throwing these hooks. He's off balance coming forward. Just off balance. Round 5, I gave to Douglas. Stuart Schaefer says, if they do a heavyweight world boxing super series, which 8 fighters would you like to see enter? Let's just say that, let's say Tyson Fury. Are we going to count Tyson Fury? Let me know if we want to count Tyson Fury. I'm going to give you, okay, look. Obviously, Wilder, AJ, Parker, Ortiz, Povetkin. I'm going to go Tyson Fury because he's supposed to come back. Fingers crossed. Jarrell Miller and Dillian White. If we're doing a prospect, let's just make this fun. Let's do a prospect one. I'm going to go Daniel Dubois, Darmani Rock, Jermaine Franklin, Tony Yoka, Ivan Daichko, Philippe Herkovich, Joe Joyce. Who's going to get this last spot? So many damn prospects. And with these prospects, I can change. I can do. Let me see. Who get this last spot? I'm going to go with Sorenko. I like Vlad Sorenko, man. James Ali Bashir, who used to work with to me, the best trainer of all times, Emmanuel Stewart. He's a Crunk Gym disciple. He worked in that Vladimir Klitschko camp. Got much respect for James Ali Bashir. He's working with Sorenko, and I like Sorenko as a heavyweight. So there you go. If you want to go with we'll just leave it at that. God of War said, who you think will win the tournament? I'll put my money on Deontay Wilder. St. Cruisin' was good, man. He says Greg Page dropped Mike in training. Yes, he did. That is actually on YouTube. Trap House Boxing, what's the deal? Going into round 6 of this Tyson versus Douglas, man. You know, as Tyson fans, growing big Tyson fans, got to get this out my system. I ain't watched this fight in decades. And somebody in the live chat yesterday was like, hey, man, because I was talking about these types of fights that I haven't watched Cause when you grow up, man, you big fans of these dudes, man. You don't want watch the fights that they lost. So somebody was asking me to you should do a live stream giving commentary of the fight. So I said I'll do it. So I got Mike right now taking a beat down right now, pretty much. And they got this damn condom. His corner came unprepared, man. But they probably think it was James Buster Douglas. Look how he fought against Tony Tucker. He ain't got no heart, blah, blah, blah. A different Buster Douglas showed up in this fight. They showing a replay. He's landing right hand city. Jab, right hand, hard left hooks. Busting Mike up. Mike, no head movement. Standing there, looks disengaged. No head movement. Standing flat-footed. No combination punching, nothing. This looked like a shell of Mike Tyson. Mike left eye is gradually starting to swell. Round 6, I got Douglas. First 5 rounds, got him winning 4. I got him up 4-1. Now James is starting to push him off aggressively too. He's like shoving him off now. Yeah, he's shoving Mike off now. Now he's kind of like almost like bullying, almost like the fuck off me. You know what I mean? It ain't like waiting for the ref and then it's like a slight push. He is shoving him off of him, man. All right, now he wants to clinch a little bit with him. But shit, he's comfortable. James feel comfortable on the inside. Now he pushed him off, get him right back in the center of the ring. Feinted. Now James just feint with his jab and came with a straight right hand and then hit him with an uppercut. Now James just piecing all types of different combinations. It almost like he's working the heavy bag at the gym, man, with some of these combos he's throwing. Ooh, good. Mike just threw a wild left hand and miss. Clinch. Now Douglas just threw him off. Now here goes Mike doing that shit with his gloves, where he pushes up against his chin and he looks all lost. Now Douglas bouncing on his feet, feeling good. Mike just threw out a jab. Neither guy's doing really much. Douglas is doing a lot of pushing off and posturing and popping his jab here and there, but not really much going on. Perfect opportunity for Mike to try to work the body, try to break down Douglas, try to take his legs away. Nothing. He's just getting on the inside. Now Mike is initiating some of these clinches on the inside. Ooh, good jab by Mike. That was a powerful damn jab. Now Douglas not really doing much. He's just doing a lot of pushing off, feinting, posturing, and moving around. Round up for grabs, in my opinion. Mike just looks the more flustered of the two, though, man. Footwork looks all choppy. He's missing wide. Okay, now Douglas starting to pot shot a little bit. Although we know Douglas is winning the fight, but this round looks just 50-50 for right now. He's not really doing much. His body language, though, is winning the round because they're not doing much, but he's the guy that looks the fresher of the two, looks more in control of the situation. He's throwing jabs. He's coming up short, Douglas is, with his jab and his right hand, but he's moving around. And when they get close, they're both holding. So Douglas is the one that's pushing them off. Left hook attempt by Mike. Another left hook attempt by Mike, way off the mark. Douglas, that one could have went either way, man. The body language favors Douglas, but Mike was trying to put punches together. He's just missing them. He's wide and he's missing them. He was being aggressive. He landed a good. I thought the best punch of that round was one of Mike's jabs. Probably could have gave that one to Mike. Will Magic Man says, Mike's reign was a wonderful time in the late 80s. We'd all gather in someone's house and get high listening to dub reggae just before we watched the fights. Laugh out loud. Yeah, man, I got a lot of... if you checked out my live stream yesterday, man, I got a lot of fight party stories, man. A lot of them. I'm pretty sure you do too, man. I got a lot of fight party stories. I think I need to do a series because every fight party I used to have, whether it was with the family or when I got into college, uh, it was always something going on at these fight parties. Tyson or Douglas doing a lot of posturing and feinting. Both guys clinching, holding. Mike falling into the clinch again. Good left hook by Douglas. Ooh, good left hand. Good left jab, right hand by Douglas. No head. I know I keep repeating this, man, but the head movement by Mike is just not there at all. Ooh, good right uppercut to the body by Mike, and then Douglas just pushed him off. To the life of me, don't understand why Mike isn't letting punches go on the inside. That left thigh is starting to swell up really bad on Mike. Another round where Mike could have, should have took advantage of hitting Buster to the body. Especially when you see Douglas bouncing around, feeling good, using his jab. Or posturing with the jab. Ooh, now that jab landed. Ooh, good right hand by Douglas. Mike lunged in, got caught with a straight right. Douglas is doing a great job of putting his left shoulder. When they clinch each other, Douglas is turning his body, giving Mike his left shoulder and putting it in Mike's face so he can get some torque behind that right uppercut he's landing on Mike. Now he just bullying him. He's just pushing him off. And then when they get close, he's putting his shoulder under Mike's chin and in his face. So he can see that left hook coming. He got his right hand to block it. He's leaning over to his right, and he's working his right uppercut. Mike's right hand, when they're in close, is just obsolete. It's just not there at all. He can't do nothing with it because the way Douglas has his left shoulder, and then he kind of has his elbow out a little bit. So Mike is wrapping his right arm around Douglas's his left arm. He just can't do nothing with his right hand. Ooh, Mike tried to throw a left uppercut on the inside. He misses. Another one of those types of rounds, man, where you thought Mike could have did some, had he thrown some punches. Finally, good right hand uppercut, a good right hand to the body by Mike, and he finished up with a left hook upstairs. Yo, tell you the truth, that was another round where it was kind of, just us knowing the outcome of the fight, though, but we know what's going to happen, but still winnable round for Mike, man. He just wasn't doing enough. But again, Douglas's body language, just confident. He's bouncing around, legs look lively. He's just confident in there. Probably edged that one to Douglas, though. Black Horseman Promotion says, I remember being a kid in the hood of Hawthorne, California, watching this fight with my dad and his brothers. We couldn't believe when he lost. Yeah, me and you too, man. Carlton Palmer says, at least we hear you, can disagree, and have an intelligent discussion. Shout out to St. Cruz and bringing up that Mike Tyson got dropped by Greg Page. Greg Page, man, was one of them guys. He came after that Ali era when we had that group of guys that came in, Big John Tate and, of course, Larry Holmes and Tyrell Biggs and Michael Dokes, Jerry Coetzee. Then you still had guys like in those like 81, 82, 83, still lingering around. Ken Norton was still lingering around. You had Cooney. Jimmy Young was still lingering around. Guys like that. Weaver, Mike Weaver, Tim Witherspoon was starting to make a name for himself. And then you had guys that was, started making a name for himself more towards the middle of the decade of the 80s. Carl Williams, Frank Bruno, guys like that. I like the 80s, man. I like the 80s heavyweights. That's another play. Hey, when y'all go to my playlist, check out that. I give my top 10 of the 80s, and I give the top 20 of the 70s. And I give I think I did the top 10 of the 90s. I was working on my 60s, the 1960s era. I'm gonna get back to those videos, man. I'm gonna get back to those videos. I want to do every decade, the top 10. And if I really, depending on how much time I got, I'll probably go the top 10 and then the honorable mention. You know what I'm saying? Where I'll name at least 10 honorable mention. But I did the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. I want to do the 60s, and I think I'm gonna do 2000 to 2010. Those will be the next decades that I do. All right. Let's get back to the fight. Center of the ring again. Now Mike is showing some fight. Center of the ring, and Mike Tyson threw a left hook, right hook, left hook combination, but he threw it with some meaning behind it, and he missed them all. And maybe that could have discouraged him. Now he just threw an uppercut that landed. So we're starting to see, or we seen a glimpse of the ferociousness of Mike. Then he just goes back to this, just holding and clinching. Round 8. We're in round 8. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left for round 8. Now Douglas is just holding and not doing much. Like I told you, last few rounds is just his body language, but he's not really doing like he was in the first 4 rounds when he was really tagging Mike. Mike, going. Oh, good left hook attempt by Mike. Mike is being the aggressor in this round 8. Douglas tying him up, walking him back. Douglas throwing that jab, but he's bringing it back to his chest. You know what I mean? He's not firing it from the hip. It's not quick and snapping. Douglas look like he's tiring down a little bit, but even with that said, he's still the one when they clinch. He's walking Mike back. That's one thing about Mike. When you clinch Mike, you can't let him clinch you and walk you back. If y'all clinch, you got to walk him back, man. Center of the ring. It's 1 minute, 9 seconds left. Mike looking for overhand right, couldn't land it. He's falling right back into James Douglas' chest, just holding and clinching. Mike looking for the jab, overhand right combination. He can't find it. Now Mike is kind of hesitant with his own jab because he knows he's gonna get out jab. Ooh, good jab by Douglas. It's like Mike's getting hesitant to throw his own jab, man. Now he's second guessing his jab to where he's feinting his jab and he's just trying to come with the overhand. Ooh, good right hook by Douglas. Good right hand by Mike. Ooh, Mike got staggered a little bit. Douglas throwing no combinations. Left hook to the body, right uppercut. Good left hook. Now he got Mike against the ropes. Douglas got against the ropes, firing away. Ooh, good uppercut by Mike. Douglas sitting on the inside, man. He wasn't doing that. These last few rounds, he's not doing much. He's just pushing Mike. He wasn't doing much. Mike finally fired that uppercut, dropped him. This is the whole long count thing. He's listening to the ref, y'all. Let me pause it real quick. He's listening to the ref. He's picking up the ref's count. You know what I mean? So that's all he can do. I know after this fight, people say, oh, it was a long count. It was a long count when he, look. And you guys remember that post-fight presser they had where I don't know if it was the post-fight, but it was a presser they had. Either it could have been the post-fight or it was days after the fight where they protest. And you guys remember that footage, man, where it was pretty much Team Tyson sitting there counting it all together, like 1, 2, and everybody's nodding their head as they count. And now when I look at that, it's like, man, Mike wouldn't have won the title back like that, man. There's no way, even if they would have reversed and say, here, you're the champ. No, you're not. We seen you get knocked out. And I remember listening to Mike years later saying that there's no way he did it because his team was behind him and, they wanted the best for him. But Mike, the fighter, Mike, the warrior, knows that he got beat up. It wouldn't have felt right if they gave him the title back because of the long count. It just wouldn't have felt right, man. We watched you get knocked out. You're not the champ. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion on it, man. And Mike's, too. B-Marsh Boxing was good. Black Horseman Promotion says, ain't no era like them 80s, like the Jerry Curl era, man. Standing 8 count was good. Will Magic Man said the 60s. All right, yep, I'm going to go ahead and do them 60s. B-Marsh Boxer said 80s heavyweight pipe heads era. Yeah, man, that's when the crack epidemic pretty much took over every inner city. I don't give a damn if you Midwest, East Coast, West Coast, down south. The crack epidemic was crazy. A lot of these guys, man, had cocaine issues, dokes. You guys know the guys that had coke issues, man. Tillman and Dokes and Williams, and either Witherspoon was snorting coke. I mean, but that was the era, Then when crack got crazy, so even Mike was snorting here and there, man. He admitted to the shit. All right, let's get back to it. We're in round number 9. Now, Mike scored a knockdown. Douglas got up, he beat the count, the referee's count. Now Mike's a little bit more aggressive. Now he's trying to look for that right uppercut again. Now Douglas fighting him back. Douglas put a 6-7 punch combination on Mike. Mike's trying to come out and be aggressive, but Douglas is being more aggressive than he is. He's making a miss and he's throwing combinations, pushing Mike back. Now this is probably making Mike feel like, damn, there's a go. There goes my momentum. Now Mike landed a good right cross, came back with the right hook, with the left hook, but he missed it. Now he's fighting ferocious. Now this looked like the ferocious Mike Tyson for a glimpse. Mike's eye is, it's bad. That left eye is bad right now. Minute 43 seconds left. Douglas again. Now they're clinching. Mike's not throwing any punches. He did this the whole fight. Oh, he loaded up on the left hook. Douglas ducked under it. One punch, that's it. Douglas pushes him off. Now he's moving around, popping out that jab. Now they're clinching. Mike is initiating the hold. He's not doing anything. Good jab by Douglas. Good right hand by Douglas. Mike is holding him. He's initiating. Ooh. Good 5-punch combo. Mike hurt. He's wobbled. He got Mike against the ropes. Right hand, left hook to the body. Ooh, good right hook by Mike. Now Douglas is pushing him into where got his. Ooh. Good right hand by Douglas. Good uppercut by Douglas. Mike is pinned against the ropes. He can't even defend himself really, man. Wild miss by Tyson, left uppercut. Now Mike's against the ropes, man. Douglas pushing his weight on him. I got his shoulder up under Mike's chin. It's like, ooh, good right hand by Douglas. Good right hook by Douglas. Good right hand by Douglas. Another right hand. It's like when Douglas got into these spurts where he'll throw 6-7 punches, he just caught Mike completely off guard, man. That's what it looks like. 15 seconds left. Ooh, good right hand by Douglas. Mike's winded. He's gassed. Douglas a little bit tired too. In the round 9. That was a good round, yo. Douglas damn near went to the wrong corner. Douglas damn near went to the wrong corner. They got this damn condom on Mike's on Mike's eye. St. Cruzan says when Mike landed that uppercut and dropped him, I thought it was over. I did too, man. St. Cruisin says, 70s era was the best. Will Magic Man said Joshua versus Wilder is the only fight that we want to see next. It makes sense. You damn right. It's been since 1999. The real deal Evander Holyfield fought No Mind Test, Lennox Lewis for Undisputed. They fought twice that year, man. And let me pause it real quick. And I know that some fans don't give a damn about Undisputed, but I'm a traditionalist. I want Undisputed. And I understand when the Klitschko era took place, they're brothers. They're not going to fight each other. Although I did do a video in 2010 asking the fans who would win a fight between those two because I think Vitaly beats his brother all day, every day, and 4 or 5 times on Sunday. I think Vladimir had the better resume, and obviously he has more accomplishments than bigger brother. But I thought Vitaly was the better fighter, more dominant fighter. And I think his style was better than Vladimir's. I thought he was better on his feet. As far as moving around, countering, I thought his right hand was better. I know Vladimir has fucking 56 knockouts. So I'm not saying he didn't have any power, but what I'm saying is if we recognize Vladimir as the guy, and when they were both fighting, I rated Vitaly higher, but we didn't have an undisputed. And we're going on 20 years without an undisputed champion, man. So yes, Wilder, AJ. If AJ beats Parker, he has to beat him first. To me, that makes sense. All right. Let's get back to this fight, man. Let's go into the infamous or famous, however you look at it, round 10. Mike late getting off his stool. Douglas up, ready to go. Mike waiting to the exact last second for them to ring the bell to get off his stool. He backs Mike right back into his corner. Mike's eye is closed. Good triple jab by Douglas. Mike is holding on the inside, not throwing any punch. Ooh, good right hand by Douglas. Good uppercut by Douglas. Mike laying on the inside, not doing anything, getting pushed back easily now. Douglas still laying on the inside. Mike not trying to find room for him. He just looks tired and winded, man. Look like trying to catch that second win. Good jab by Douglas. Mike falling in. Good right hand by Douglas. Good left hook by Douglas. Good right hand, overhand right by Douglas. Now he's pushing Mike off. He's using his left hand to jab Mike. When Mike gets close, he's using it to just push Mike off. Good jab by Douglas. 2 jabs, another jab, another jab. Oh, uppercut by Douglas. Left hook by Douglas. Right hook. Left hook by Douglas. Down goes Tyson. Ah, fuck, man. Now Mike looking for his mouthpiece. Oh, fuck. Mike puts his mouthpiece in backwards. He gets up. They count him out. Fights over. Douglas, the new undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Oh, man. I got it out my system, y'all. I got it out my system. I finally watched the damn fight again over 2 damn decades. I did it. I did it. Let me see what y'all talking about, man. St. Cruisin says Tyson corner was amateurs. Yeah, that night they were. God of War says, I think that Vitaly is the better fighter as well. I always wanted to see rematch between Vitaly and Lennox. You and I both, man. Colin Palmer says, has there actually been much discussion about the upcoming fight rather than the nonsense surrounding AJ and Wilder? Yeah, man, there's been a lot of coverage of Parker and Joshua. You probably ain't subbed to the right channels, man. But people also want to see Undisputed Champion, man. Like, I don't know, for me, man, I'm looking at, we ain't had an Undisputed Champ since 99, man. So to me, to a degree, it's bigger than the fighters involved. The motivation is bigger than the fighters involved. But with that said, though, with this new era of heavyweights, post-Klitschko era, Wilder Joshua is the fight. He got to beat Parker, and a lot of us have been talking about this since 2015, man, early 2016. Some people forget that Joshua was rated I believe he was high as number 3 by the WBC. I actually did a vid when and I was saying, man, I like to see Wilder defend his title against this Joshua kid. Will Magic Man says, I'm glad there were no pictures. I couldn't bear to watch that again. Very sad. St. Cruz and Marciano retirement. He took the linear championship with him. St. Cruz says, undisputed is everything. You damn right. All right, y'all. I'm going to try to get some sleep, man, for my new subs. Welcome to the channel. You're going to get a lot of heavyweight boxing talk here, man. Not just current, not just the top 3 or 4 fighters. I literally covered the top 200. I literally covered the top 200. So a lot of videos you'll see, you won't know who the hell I'm talking about. But let me not underestimate some of you guys. Maybe you guys do know some of these dudes, man. But I cover a lot of stuff on this channel concerning heavyweights, different decades. I'm the heavyweight fanatic on YouTube, man. Over the last 8-9 years, never stopped watching the division. Never stopped. Even from this fight that I just talked about up until right now, I've never stopped watching the division. You know, I was watching the Vladimir Klitschko versus the Varl Williamson fight. You know what I mean? I was watching Samuel Peter versus Jamil McCline. I was watching, I remember, I watched Michael Grant Galata live. I watched them all, yo. I remember watching the fight card with Bo versus Galata, the second fight, and they had Tim Witherspoon versus Ray Mercer on the undercard. I remember that telecast. You know what I mean? Shit, man. Dokes, Weaver, both fights. Jerry Coetzee, as he, took him the 3rd time till he won the heavyweight title. You know, the fight he had with Big John Tate, when he finally won the title against Dokes in Dokes' hometown. I go like that, you know what I mean? So definitely, man. Appreciate y'all stopping in. I know this wasn't a popular topic, so not that many viewers right now. But I know that. I know when I get to talking about fights like these, I'm not going to have a lot of viewers. I know what the popular topics are. But I appreciate y'all, man, coming in and, watching this old school fight with me. So I go over a lot of topics that might not be super popular. You know what I mean? Because I like to just talk heavyweight, yo. Appreciate y'all coming in. Will Magic Man says, thank you, Mr. Boxer, today. Great show. Thanks for having us. I'll be back for sure. Peace to you all. That's what's up. Ronald Finkley says, boxing knowledge. Come to check it out. No doubt, man. St. Cruz says, the heavyweight champ is the best fighter. Yeah, look, man. If let me see. If Deontay Wilder, Joshua, whoever you want to pick, let's say Deontay Wilder walks through the door and Keith Thurman walks through the door, or Errol Spence, or whoever, and somebody says, hey, man, the champ is here. Everybody gonna look at Deontay Wilder. Now, you may say, oh, because he's taller, he stands out more. No, when somebody say the champ is here, usually you're talking about the heavyweight champion. Any era. If the heavyweight champ is in the room, the champ is here. You get what I'm saying? Cali Enigma says, hashtag LDBC. Ronald Finkley says, hashtag LDBC. Standing 8 count. Thanks, Mr. Boxer Day 2. Top knowledge. Appreciate that. God of War says, activate the bell on this channel. Not miss any streams, for sure. Corey Lee Boxing says, I wish Cuss would have lived a little longer. Me too, man. Not only just for stuff like this, but to see him win the heavyweight title. Because remember, they buried him before he ended up fighting Berg, before he fought for the title. So I think that would have been a great thing for Cuss to see the second guy who he brought from nothing and turn him into a champion like he did with the great Floyd Patterson. Napoleon Bonaparte says, another good one, Mr. Boxing, shout out from the Highlands of Scotland. All right, man, I'm off this thing. TopHeavyweights.com says heavyweight champion equals world's most powerful man. That's how I always viewed it. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all showing up, man. I'm gone.